Hey, it's Rachel from the Life Facilitator, and I am sharing a year's worth of Cocoa Daisy Weeks Daisy Notebooks, formerly called Daisy Dories. I have a full year of the weeks size notebooks. So I thought it'd be fun to take a trip back in time and see how I've used them over the last year. You'll see that there is some changes and evolving, and sometimes I'm using them more than others, and all of that is okay. You have permission to use your supplies however you need to. So, with that in mind, let's start with October of 2022. Part of the reason I wanted to do this video is because it's been exactly a year since the new format of the weeks, or of all of the Daisy notebooks, came about, where there are more blank pages without the lines, and there are color block pages at the front. So let's get into it. I would grab a cup of coffee or something to drink because I think this might be a little bit of a video. All right, so October 2022. I do often I noticed I put a pocket in the front pretty regularly. I typically did nothing with this calendar. This was sort of a reference calendar for me, so I often didn't do anything with it. So color block pages for this month, I used as a pre-planning chicken scratch of my weeks, and then I would do kind of a brain dump list on this side. I was also tracking some of my hours for my work with Cocoa Daisy at the time, and so so this is definitely pretty rough, and it's fine. I had not found the pen yet that I really like to use on these color block pages, and that pen is this one. It's the Pilot Precise V7 R2 pen. It works really nicely on these pages because the color block has a slightly different texture than the rest of the pages. Maybe it's just in my head. I don't know. Anyway, so a lot of the same mess in these color block pages at the front, but it was very functional, and it worked actually really well for me for the month. Then I created a more decorative week overview with the Daisy Weeks stickers, and then did daily pages, which is what the whole reason I was excited about this insert was because I had originally thought I would only use this insert for daily pages. That will change over time. Did a day per page, and I've got my checklist, I've got my hourly section. It works really well. This is sort of the beginning of my consistency using a daily somewhere, I guess I could say. And again, overview, a sort of dashboard page, and then going into the dailies. I really like having this sort of weekly setup. And again, I know I could do it with the color block pages, but it just made more sense for me to have this be a little bit more kind of round one, and this be a little bit more polished. All right, so dailies, some of them are more decorated than others, and that totally makes sense for how my rhythms of planning throughout a month. And this is how it's looking. And as I get toward the end of the month, I'm usually sort of transitioning to the next insert, and so I often have a kind of a sad look at the last week of the month. And that's okay. That's, for me, planning in this insert is going to do that. All right, next up is November. Oh, doodles and dashes too. Also, I will be honest, my love of a collection often dictates how much I use it. And that also is very normal for any sort of subscription service. So you tend to use the collections that you love the most. And I loved this collection. I loved this kit. So back to the sort of, pre-planning in the front. And didn't end up doing a lot of like the brain dumping here. I was also traveling this month, so I didn't have as many like home to-dos. I love this page because I love that it's like a little bit decorative, a little bit functional, and then has like a, an actual event. And I did a lot more decorating of the daily pages, and even did some journaling. Yeah, it's so cute. I love it so much. I played around with a stamp idea that I had been thinking about. Here's another stamp too. And then on pages that I didn't write anything, I just did some scrappy spreads, just some like scrap play. And I really enjoyed having this option inside this insert. So you can see, there's like kind of a whole week where I was just kind of not daily planning in this insert. And so I just filled it with little scrap grids, and that works for me. That worked for me this month, in this particular month. And then back to more pen and paper, pen planning. And yeah, I used the whole insert. I think I used almost the whole insert. I think I did end up trimming a few pages out because I knew I wasn't going to use them and I wanted to be able to use them elsewhere. So I did end up trimming a few pages out, but for the most part, I used the whole insert. So yay for that. All right, December. We were traveling a lot of December, and so I started strong in this insert, and then, I did actually use these pages more, the overview pages. And then, right into some dailies. And I do use a mix of the classic sticker kit, the planner add-on stickers, and then I think at this point I'm not getting the weeks sticker kit. And so it's mostly classic sticker kit, planner add-on kit stickers, and then maybe some like memory keeping sticker kit as well. And then stamping. I'm always going to add stamps wherever I can. I'm going to skip that page. That page has some personal stuff in it. So again, the rest of this insert kind of gets unused, and that's okay. What I start to figure out is that I can do journaling. If I wanted to, I can do journaling and daily pages in this one insert and weekly planning in the front. So that is what I try out in January. So here's January. So you can see here, I use the tabs to say weekly, daily, and then journal. And it was a good idea, and it actually worked pretty well. So I focused all of my weekly planning here. Let's be honest, I was in multiple planners, so this is one weekly list. And I did have surgery this week, and so the rest of the month was really just recover. And then knowing that, I only made a certain amount of dailies. I didn't use the whole, I could have used the whole insert for dailies, but I knew I wasn't going to need them. And so I have a few days, literally a few days of dailies. And then I had, set up the daily pages, but then never used them. Now, if I wanted to, I could very easily pull this insert out come January of 2024 and, use these pages. I could pull them out and use them. Like, they're not wasted. And also, like, I know it makes sense to me why I didn't end up using these daily pages. So it doesn't bother me when I have like blank pages. All right, so journaling. I do a mix of journaling and then like creative lists in here, or like I call them like reflective lists. And I did not end up, obviously I didn't end up using the rest of the pages. No big deal, not a problem. It did what it needed to do for me, and that's what matters. Okay, and then February. This was such a cute kit. I often don't. Valentine's, February kits are not always my like preference, but this kit, these colors. Let's be honest. So did the same sort of planning of the weekly pages in the front in the color block like I would in a Hobonichi. And this worked really well. It got a lot of use. And then the daily pages, I did daily pages up until the middle of the insert and then switched to journaling at the end of the insert. So I have how many days of daily pages? I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I have 10 daily pages in here. And honestly, that's all I needed for, I see, because I switched over into this insert in January. So that's why I wasn't using it, this one. I could not wait to get into this one. So I have actually mostly just January in here. That's funny. And then the journaling I think does run through February 15th. Yep, because then I'm about to move into the next insert. So one thing to note is that I am a lot of these notebooks. I am going from the 15th to the 15th in, kind of, or like the 10th to the 10th, because I typically will get my next month's kit around the 10th. And so by about the 15th, I'm like moving into the next insert. So they're not always like perfectly monthed in one notebook, but that's fine. All right, another kit I deeply loved. I really loved this Bookish collection. Love the colors. So for this insert, for this month, I wanted to play around with ways to use the the color block pages, and honestly ways I'm utilizing the notebook itself. This notebook started to sort of morph into being more of like a personal journey notebook. Let's call it that. So I started that here. I did like some habits of things to try to do throughout the week, and these are based on the kit items. And then I would do an affirmation or a quote on the side, and I did this for all of the weeks. And I also did things I was thankful for. I would do like one gratitude a day, which was kind of fun. And then I think at this point I might have switched into the next insert. And then I did no daily pages, and I only I only used the insert for journaling because I was daily planning in a different format. So this was really fun to start really focusing this insert or this notebook on journaling and reflections and that kind of thing. It has worked. This is how I've continued to use it. But that said, I kind of want to go back to using this also for daily planning because you can see I have a lot of pages that I didn't use, but I probably would have used if I was still daily planning in this insert. And the other thing I have been thinking about doing in this insert is doing specific creative listing, like 2-page creative listing spreads. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I would run over to Lael Concar, Lael by Mail. She does these creative lists, and I thought it'd be really fun to do some of those every month in this notebook. Okay, next up, April. April was a month where I was really, I will be honest, I was using this more for ideas and inspiration for the Cocoa Daisy blog, and I wasn't really utilizing it functionally. And as a creative team member, I get product, and part of why I get product is to show it off. And so my intent with this month was to show multiple different ways, specifically to use the color block pages, because we had been getting a lot of questions about ways to use the color block pages. So this is a very plannery spread. This is a memory keeping spread, and I absolutely love this. And this makes me want to do exactly this in future inserts, like one memory a week. Oh my gosh, that would be so fun. This was a photo prompt list with like a pocket card on the other side. This was a spring cleaning list, so like each day doing certain things. And then this was meal tracking, and then like hydration tracking, fitness tracking. I didn't end up using it, but you get the idea of how you could use it. And then I set up the grid pages or the graph pages in multiple different weekly styles. So this is like a dashboard layout. I used the washi that came in the kit to make the different borders. This is like this is a vertical layout. I did a horizontal with Saturday and Sunday on this side, and I actually really like this style, and I feel like this would, if I were to do this again, I would probably do this one because this was a really good layout. And then like a quad layout. And then I had set up journaling pages, but I didn't end up using them, and it is what it is. This is just a creative grid using quotes from a creator that I really like, Morgan Harper Nichols. And then the rest is blank. And that's okay. It is what it is. All right. On to May. May didn't get a lot of love. May didn't get a lot of love. So I did 1 week of planning in the color grid pages. The rest are completely empty. I did do, and I think I have a reel on Instagram of me setting up these daily pages. I have a very just pen daily page. And then I had some things like I was going to start doing journaling again in here. I played around with some paint in here, and then didn't use the rest of the insert. And again, that happens. All right, going into June, I will always love a travel kit, so you best believe I use this one. Okay, So again, back to using sort of the color grid as like a weekly overview and to-do list and things, tracking some items there. Do the same here. And then on this side, yeah, just like forward planning of like events coming up. I needed to get my life together around my like creative endeavors, and so I focused my lists that way and turned out pretty good. And yeah, just again using this very functionally. You'll notice I have very few stickers. I mean, I have some, but I think that's partly why I love the Cocoa Daisy notebooks, is because they're already so beautiful as is that I can use my stickers to embellish other formats, and I use mostly just pen in this format because it's already decorated for me. All right, and then I tried out a bunch of different lists and like checklists and things on the open blank pages, and with some success. I had some ideas of like YouTube videos I wanted to do. Again, more ideas. My plan for when my Patreon was open, like for each video, the sort of checklist I go through when I make a video. Nothing for projects. I also took a bunch of the pages out, knowing I wasn't going to use them all and wanting to have them available for like a travel album later on. Like if I have a trip coming up and having, a couple of the pages that I could use in a traveler's notebook in the future. All right, moving right along. This is like the one that's sad to me that I didn't utilize better, because this is one of my favorite kits from 2023. I absolutely loved the Summer Vibes collection, and I did not utilize this kit well. And I will be the first to admit it. So I did make a monthly, which is so darn cute. I used the calendar week stickers to do this. I love this so much. I set up the weeks. I loved this stamp set. The stamp set came with the collection. Oh my gosh, it's so cute. I did do some planning on the weeks. I will say that if you can see in a previous video of my like after the pen flip through of July, and I was mostly using personal rings at that time, so that's why this one didn't get as much love. And then again, I tried to do like some planning for Instagram. Did not go well. I tried, I did the Patreon thing. This did actually work well, even though I didn't check everything off. And then YouTube, I just really struggled this summer. You can see I struggled to get YouTube videos up. And so, and then I did set up a weekly, and this weekly is so cute. Wish I would have used it. And yeah, I took a bunch of the pages out. I used some of the pages as note pages in my personal rings. I used some of the pages in my memory planner. So I did hack up this insert quite a bit. But also I feel like I will continue to hack up this insert because I want I want things that are like, I love this. Like I will probably trim her out and use her somewhere. Like this I will probably trim out and use somewhere. So, it's not wasted. Okay. August was a bit of a bust because I was moving, and but I did do a couple things to set me up for success with this insert, which is I took the color block pages out. I knew I wasn't going to use them. I knew I was going to exclusively use this for journaling. And that is what I did. And so I did quite a bit of journaling, and did another monthly spread. I actually had totally forgot I had done this. Cute. More journaling, and then, oh man, that's so pretty. And then that's it. So didn't get through the whole insert, but again, is what it is. Moving forward, again, I have a clearer sense of like, I really could do, I have a clearer sense of how I want to set up my November dori, or notebook, excuse me. All right. September was the glorious daily journal collection, which, y'all, this one was just fabulous. All right, so this is when I started doing what I'm currently doing with the color block pages, which is I have prompts that I have printed on clear sticker paper that I put on the days of the week that I am journaling about them. I have a little wins list for like little personal victories, and then on days that I didn't journal, I just decorated over it, no big deal. And then and so I use this as my journal for the whole month, and I just love it so much. I don't think I will give up using this as a journal because it really is the right size for me. Journaling wise, it's like I basically do a day a page, and sometimes a little less, and I'll just decorate over whatever is left. I made a little cheat sheet of myself of all the planners I was auditioning in September, which was a lot. And then I have a few pages left, and is what it is. So I think, and then October, the month we are in. So same deal for October. I am using I'm doing the prompts on this side, the little wins over here, and mostly most days it's just pen and paper, so that I make sure that I'm actually getting getting the journaling down. Sometimes I'll do like an embellished journaling, but mostly the only time I have embellishment is often when I decorate ahead of time. So like this is pre-decorated, this is pre-decorated. I like to go in and do a few pages pre-decorated, but not the whole insert. So that's how I'm using this right now. In November, my plan is, here I'll use this to show. My plan is for November, I am going to continue to do this because I love it and I think it works really well. I'm going to have most of the insert, so the first half of the insert, or up until basically the middle pages, will be journaling. I'm going to do a couple of pages after that for daily pages. And then after that, I'm going to do a few creative lists in the back. So that's how I'm hoping to set up my November notebook. So I hope you enjoyed this video looking at all of these glorious notebooks. I hope this also makes you feel a little bit better if you have a few blank pages. Nobody's coming for you. The Daisy notebook police are not coming for you. So just enjoy them and use them and experiment with how how they will best fit your needs. I will also mention I never am just using a Daisy notebook. I'm often planning in other planners as well. This typically is a supplement to my other planning resources. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you did, give it a thumbs up. Leave me a comment. Let me know any questions or ways that you've used the Daisy notebooks, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!